What's up? I'm Justin. Welcome to Speedrun. Looking through all the recipes I've made on this channel, I've realized that a lot of the recipes take a lot of time. And while I have a lot of time to make food, I know a lot of people don't. So I made this series. I will show you how to put together efficient and delicious dishes in under maximum 30 minutes. Hopefully you'll learn something and even try this out for yourself. Let's get cooking. For the debut episode of Speedrun, we're making some Pesto Scallion roasted chicken. I totally made this dish up in my head, so there's not really any screwing up. As long as you follow this process and work efficiently, you'll be able to make this dish in under 30 minutes. We're going to start by preheating an oven to 450 degrees and cutting up 2 Yukon Gold potatoes into chunks. Add your potatoes into a pot of cold water and salt. Make sure your water isn't covering the potatoes by too much so you could cut down on your boiling time. Cook the potatoes over high heat for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we're going to prep our skin-on bone-in chicken thighs. These thighs are cheap and impossible to mess up. Season the chicken with a bit of salt and pepper. Next, mince up 1 scallion and 1 clove of garlic. Add about half of your chopped scallions to a foil-lined baking sheet. This will act as a bed on which you will lay your chicken thighs. Next, melt 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter in a microwave and stir in your scallions and garlic. Generously brush the herb butter onto the chicken and bake the chicken in your preheated oven for 20 minutes, during which time your potatoes should finish cooking. Drain off the water and shake them up a bit in your colander to release some of the excess starch. Fry them in some hot oil until nice and crispy. Next, we're going to make a quick and easy kale salad, though you can use whatever salad mix you want. In a bowl, add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1 small clove of minced garlic, the juice of half a lemon, a dash each of salt and pepper, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and 1 teaspoon of honey. Mix this together and add in about 2 cups of roughly chopped kale. Lastly, we're going to make a quick pesto. In a blender, add 1 cup of basil and 1 clove of garlic. Pulse the basil for 30 seconds and add in a tablespoon of pine nuts. Make sure you scrape down the sides of the blender so everything mixes nice and evenly. Turn the blender on again for another 10 seconds and stream in about a quarter cup of extra virgin olive oil. Add the juice of the other half of your lemon and pour out your pesto. At this point, your chicken should be nicely golden brown, so take it out. Finally, we're ready to plate. First, add a bed of the kale. Next goes the chicken thighs, a chefy pesto swoop, and your crispy potatoes. Add a final little dollop of the pesto on your chicken, and you're done. Now this chicken is wonderful. It's extremely flavorful and tender and just so easy. The pesto complements the chicken beautifully and brings that herb essence. The potatoes are crispy yet still fluffy, and the kale salad just adds a nice brightness and makes you feel really healthy. For just 30 minutes of boiling, baking, frying, and tossing, this dish is definitely worth it. Try it out and let me know what you think, and remember to subscribe for more. I want to take a moment to address the racism against the AAPI community and in America in general. Because 1, it's horrific and devastating. 2, because it's our fundamental responsibility to speak out against hate. And 3, because I want to remember what this feels like. The sorrow for the victims of hate crimes, the anger at the people who perpetrate this, the confusion as to why people do this, and the distrust in our country and whether we can live in harmony together. This hate is just revolting. It's unwarranted and it's disgusting. And We shouldn't have to live in fear for our lives, and even more, we shouldn't have to live in fear for our parents' and grandparents' lives, because they're the ones who have worked tirelessly their whole lives to just get an opportunity to live in this country. And they're the ones who embody the American dream, and yet are pushed aside, are shoved down to the ground for no reason, are gunned down. And I'm tired of seeing racism prevail. The sad truth is that this isn't just an issue now. Racism has plagued this country for centuries, and this, for me, is just a glimpse of what the dark side of this country is. But I have hope that things will get better. The Black Lives Matter movement and the Stop AAPI hate movement are not just trends that you see on the internet. They're significant movements and symbolize the anger, frustration, demand for justice that people are taking. People who have faced racism all their lives and who are fed up with being treated like this and being abused and living in fear. This moment of crisis in our history is also going to be a moment of unification and galvanization. And I know that this will end. It has to. To those who can help, please do. Just speak out, spread awareness. For me, I know that I've refrained from speaking out because I thought that people who were more articulate than me were doing it for me and fighting for me. But every voice matters, and every voice counts. And your silence means nothing, but your support does mean something. Donate to the people in need, the Stop AAPI organization, the BLM organization, and the victims of hate crimes that aren't even recognized as hate crimes, and the victims' families who have just lost a loved one. And at least check on your friends and make sure they're mentally and physically safe. Anything you do will be helpful. This issue means a lot to me because I started this channel with the goal of learning how to make Asian food and celebrating Asian food. Throughout my time cooking, I've been able to find excellent cookie recipes and pasta recipes and steak recipes. But when it came to Asian cooking, I just couldn't find a reliable resource for it. And so I started this channel because I wanted to celebrate my heritage and learn about other cultures. And when I saw that our community and Asian people in general were being harassed and abused like this, it hurt me. It hurt me because it made me feel disrespected and helpless and unwanted in this country, even though we have a right to be here just as anybody else does. And so to those who feel this way, like me, I want to assure you that things will get better, but only if we work towards it. We know how to overcome it. We have overcome it before, and we will again. Stay strong and stay safe.